What's up, people? I'm going to start doing more of a daily breakdown of my trading. And so, the goal of this is when you go online and you look at all these trading professionals and gurus and whatnot, most of the time they just kind of give you the positive. Today I made $1,000 million. And so, I've been trading futures for about 8 years. So, I will show you the behind the scenes of what happens on losing days and the days where maybe you blow up an account or you do some crazy stupid shit. I struggle with consistency, so this is a way for me to journal my trades and also show you guys what trading really looks like for a regular person. I trade NASDAQ futures, I'll do daily breakdowns, and the reason behind it is this week I had a super crappy week and I made money on Sunday at the open, and then a few days later I busted my whole account. It just blew up. I trade with a funded account on Top Step, so now I have to start all over. I have to do the exam again, get funded again, and start all over. And so I started all over on Friday. I had a losing day where I lost $500 on the exam. I'm doing the 300K exam, which means that I need to make 9K to pass the evaluation. So we're off to a pretty rocky start. My biggest challenge is risk management. I revenge trade and working on trying to get my risk management in order. Other than that, I've been trading for long enough that I have a good strategy. I know that I can consistently make money. My only issue is my losing days tend to really wreck my winning days. So, I'll go on a nice little spree. I'll make, 500 a day for 4, 5, 6 days in a row, and then I'll have a day where I suddenly lose like 2 or 3 or 4 grand in one day. And so, yeah, now most of you must be thinking, this guy is an idiot. Why would anyone do that? And until you've been trading with real money, real cash, it's hard to explain. I couldn't even tell you. But that's just the nature of the game, right? So I'm working on getting my risk management in order. In future videos, I'll show, P&Ls and stuff and charts and try to throw everything in there. I'm still new at all of this, so I know this video kind of sucks a bit. But all that being said, keep your eyes out for daily breakdowns. I'm going to do some daily breakdowns. Basically, I'm going to try every single day that I trade to get on here at night, make a short video, and tell you guys how it went, what I did, why I did it. For me, it'll be sort of like a virtual journal also. I'm sort of journaling my trades. And so, yeah, this week I could tell you guys what went wrong is revenge trading. Revenge trading really fucked me. Here's a quick story about revenge trading and why it'll wreck you in the future. Essentially, what happens is, let's say my daily loss limit for the day should be $500. You lose $500, you see a good setup, and then you think to yourself, man, if I double my size and take the second trade, I could end the day green. Now, here's the worst possible outcome. You do it, and it works. You double down, take the trade, finish up 500. You wrap it up, hooray! If I can close your computer, you never think about it again. All you think to yourself is, I'm the fucking best. I made $500 today. I was down. I made it back. I'm the bomb. And then what you fail to realize in that circumstance or that specific scenario is that you're basically screwing your future self. Because the second possible outcome there is you're supposed to lose not more than 500 a day, you double down, and now you lost 1500. And now you made the sort of mistake that's longer and harder to fix. Because if you just leave it at that and go away, well, technically now it might take you 2 or 3 days to come back from that. But if you had just left it at minus 500, well, maybe it would have just taken you one day or not even to come back from that, right? If you have proper risk reward ratios, depending on the trades, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, if you have a good outcome from revenge trading, you'll be more likely to revenge trade again. And I know this sounds really simple and stupid, but people do it all the time. And unless you're journaling your trades, you won't realize that your revenge trading is actually what gave you the good outcome. And now you're building this bad habit that will be much harder to break. If you revenge trade and you lose more right off the bat, the first time you do it, maybe that'll burn you enough that you won't want to do it again. But if you revenge trade and you come out winning, then that sets you up to do it again in the future. And that's where it becomes a problem. So yeah, all these bad habits, I guess my advice to anyone who's new to trading is the number one thing you should focus on at the beginning is avoiding bad habits. Here are the bad habits you need to avoid. Chasing, so like, buying at the top because you think it's going to keep going, or selling at the bottom because you think it's going to keep going. The second one, by far the worst, revenge trading. If you've hit your loss limit for the day, wrap it up. The market's still going to be there tomorrow. You'll be able to make it back tomorrow. There's always new opportunities. And like I'll put also balance trading. So balance trading means you need to hit a certain dollar value. Let's say your goal is to make $200 today, and you made $180. And so you're like, oh man, I just need to make an extra $20 to hit my goal. Don't. It's not worth it, because then you get caught up in this sort of snowball thing where if you lose an extra 30, $40, and be like, it's okay, I just need to make $50. I'll make it back. And then next thing you know, you have a red day when you could have just stopped. If you're close to your objective, if your trading has been going well and you're feeling good, it's okay to wrap it up quick. It's okay to just say like, all right, I'm done for today. So anyways, those are the 3 mistakes I'd say avoid at all costs. Not avoid, but like consciously be aware that these are the things you want to make sure you do not do. Do not build these habits so that you do not need to undo these habits, because that's where I'm at, right? 8 years later, I've been trading. I know how to trade. I understand what's going on. I understand the fundamentals. I understand the technicals. I'm not saying this to try to brag or anything, because it's far from it. I'm super inconsistent in my trading. I have a bunch of green days followed by massive red days. And so I can see, now that I've started sort of journaling and looking into it, I can see where the issue is. It's simple. I've built these bad habits, and I'm not taking the time to correct them. I'm focusing on strategy, on risk reward, on like all of this stuff. But like, I'm leaving risk management to the side when I know that that's the big red flag. That's the big one I need to be focusing on. I don't need to fine tune my strategy more. I know that I can consistently have small gains. My problem is my losing days way out, like they're way bigger than my winning days. Now, it's not a question of risk reward. It's just that when I hit my loss limit, I tend to keep going and so on. So hopefully this can avoid, hopefully you guys can avoid this mistake, hearing it from someone else, been doing it for a long time. So yeah, I'm going to try to document every day my trades, what I did good, what I did bad, green days, red days, super transparent. I'll show you guys how I'm doing with the evaluations and whatnot. I'll throw some P&Ls and some screenshots up there and keep you guys posted. So for now, I'm doing a 300K account for Top Step, which cost about like $300. I'm in Canada, and I have to make 9,000 before I lose 4,500, and I'm at minus 500, off to a bad start. But it's all good. That's how much leeway I've given myself for the exam. Lots of you guys might be thinking that's really shitty risk management, and to be honest, it's not excellent, but it's way better than where I was at previously. I was giving myself leeway where I could lose 1,000 a day, and luckily I passed the exam and I was on my way to making money, and so I had even cashed out here and there. But the point is, losing 1,000 a day is too much with that size of account. They tell you have 300K when really you can only lose 4,500. So that's the tricky part when doing these evaluations. Anyways, I've been rambling for too long. See you guys in the next video. Good luck.